I said, I think I said this on the last huddle that we had, that team communication is optional and that you have the autonomy to decide what you and your team receive. I think I said this legacy makers. So I just want to say that one more time. It's very simple to opt out of any notification. And so you can go in, and if you received a text message from Legacy Makers and you didn't want to, you simply reply stop and that ends. Or you can go into your emails and hit unsubscribe. And so I'm going to say that again. There's been a lot of, I think, misinformation and misunderstandings around the intent behind making sure that the team communication was put in place. And so you always have the right to choose what kind of information that you guys want to receive, okay? So just wanted to make sure that's very clear. That being said, I am so excited. I have Freda Timmons on with me today, and we have some exciting things we want to share. We really did collaborate on this 26-day breakthrough challenge, and I know that Freda has broken a lot of 3 stars in her team, herself included, and that's what this is all about. This January challenge is about you becoming a 3-star for the first time, or maybe even again. Like sometimes 3-star, I'm just going to be honest, sometimes 3-star doesn't stick because you still don't have the right teammates in place. And so you build it again. Okay. And so some of you guys might be in that place where you're like, oh, I'm going to put my 3-star hat on personally again. Okay. And I'm going to find new teammates. And then maybe the next 26 days of this year, following January, you go and you duplicate forward what we're going to share with you guys today. But I could not be more thrilled to have Freda on. Freda, thank you for doing this call with me. Thank you for being just as excited about it as I am. And if you just want to quickly share, and I'm going to bring up the slides in a second and we'll go through that. And I've got your slides, but will you just quickly share, like, I sent the deck over to you and tell them how you responded real quickly.
Guys, you're not going to believe this. I am a total believer that if you walk in faith, that things just happen out of your control. Okay. So I'm going to start with that because Gary and I are very blessed. Uh, Honestly, we do work. I mean, we don't just wish for things, we work to make things happen as well. But I just want to share this with you. We had planned a big cruise for our daughter-in-law and our son for their birthdays. So before we took off on our cruise, we met with 8 different people on our team and set them up on a 30-day run to 3-star. And then, boom, I get this text from Adrian that says, let's do the 26. I went, perfect, 26 days, let's go. So, great minds think alike. Absolutely. So, what we're going to share with you today, I'm super excited about because we put it in effect 30 days ago. And guys, believe me, I am looking at one 3-star on here right now, Lynn, who mastered it, jumped it, did it. I mean, there's lots of people that have joined with us and run this run already. So, what we're going to share with you, honestly, look, we're going to talk about all these forms, the tracker sheets. They work. Use them. Let's go, Adrian.
Okay, so thank you, Freda. I'm so excited. Thank you for being an example of this already. And I love collaborating with you and everyone in the team, really. And that's really what we're doing. We're going to start a collaboration together on our next 26-day run. And so this is going to be 26 days to freedom. Anybody love Braveheart? 26 days to freedom. Okay, so it's the 3-star breakthrough. And it starts today, January 2nd, and we're going to go to January 27th. And I know those dates, you're like, that's kind of funky. Just go with it. Okay. Just whenever you finish is when you finish. But we do want you to start. Okay. So that's it. The biggest thing is making sure that you get excited to start. So today is your start day. Today's the day you burn the bridges from the past. Today is the day that you leave all the excuses on the table. Today is the day where you go, I don't care what I did or didn't do in the past. Today, I start fresh. Like, I want to talk to you guys like you're brand new in the business, like you've never done it before. Put fresh eyes, fresh feelings, and emotions into it. so that you go, you know what? I'm going to sell out one more time. You know what? I'm going to sell myself. I'm going to look in the mirror today and say, I'm starting fresh. This is my 26-day run. I'm putting the hat on. I've got my 3 hat on for the next 26 days, and it's going to be huge. Okay. For you, your team, everyone who collaborates and decides to join in with you, you guys, I'm telling you, like I'm telling you, this is your path to freedom. You're going to set record breaking weeks for your income, record breaking, you know, team building where you have new, fresh people in your organization. I see like people like Amanda on and Lynn and all these new faces that are on that are like, tell me what to do, baby. Okay. So this is me telling you what to do for the next 26 days. We're running to a specific rank in the company called 3-star. 3-star is the gateway. It is the gateway to a 6-figure income. Must be done. Check. Okay. So that's why this is key. You're going to choose your path. You're going to become a 3-star. You're going to choose to develop 1 or more 3-stars on your team. And you're going to pick your personal income goal. How much money do I want to earn in the next 26 days? It's like 3 weeks. Okay, guys, roughly. And then we're going to teach you to track your success and win. Freda, what do you want to share about this? This like very basic, this is the snapshot of everything we're about to go through.
The main thing, guys, here is making the decision that you're actually going to do it. You know, when you say you're going to do something, don't talk the talk, walk the walk. You know, it's just a matter. And I have to apologize because I am a red personality and I have been a boss all my life because I've never worked for anyone else. So I've always had to be the leader. I've always had to sign my own paycheck. And I like nice things, so I sign big paychecks to myself. But anyway, guys, honestly, it's a matter of just taking the action and tracking your success.
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay, so Freda, this is all you, baby. You guys did this. Share your 3-star success story so people understand that it actually works.
It actually works and it actually can be done. You know, when you're in business for yourself, and each and every one of you on this screen are in business for yourself. Nobody's going to come and do it for you. You know, it's kind of like we got to pave our own way. So when I first started the business, I sat down with my mastermind, Gary, who is a numbers genius. And I said, you know, I don't understand numbers, so this is on you. Help me understand what I need to do. He said, okay, it's real simple, honey. Here's what you need to do. You need to go find 6 people just like you who are willing to do what you're willing to do and create a volume of 600 CD. And you do that 6 times and you will be a 3-star. And I went, what? Is that simple? He said, yes, it's that simple. So guys, you're looking at what we actually earned in our first 3 weeks. We sat down, we realized the numbers, we knew what we had to do, we made our list, and I started talking to people. Now, let me tell you, at that time, I did not know about the scripts. I was going on just pure, hey, do you know anybody that would like to make some extra money? I mean, I just kept it simple and I kept doing it. Do you know anybody that would like to be in their own business? And every time we would ask that question, they would say, yeah, me, yeah, me, yeah, me. So guys, it's not rocket science. So what you're looking at right here is exactly what we earned in a matter of 3 weeks and repeating it over and over. So it's possible.
I love this because look at these dates. This was when you guys very first started in 2023. And you said the same thing. What do we do? And we're like, you got to become a 3-star. Okay. Gary maps it out for her, says she needs 6 people who are just like her. Now, that's 6 people who are business minded. She told you exactly who she is. She told you she's a businesswoman. She told you she's a red personality. She's a go-getter. She's a D, right? She's very direct. And she knows that she's building a business. Like she's like, I'm doing this because I want to earn income. And yes, the products are great, but I'm doing this because I'm building a business. So when he said find 6 people like her, unscripted, she's able to do that because she can identify who she is or better. Does that make sense? When she makes a names list, she can go in and go, who's my Freda and Gary, right? Who are the people that I know would invest with a pro collection pack or greater? Who do I know that is willing to, have a perceived risk of $2,800 to start a business with the upside potential to earn 6 and 7 figures. So she's already identified who she is. And if you look at these weeks, and I'm going to break it down because I put the total at the bottom, but look at these weeks, 859.65. So she probably enrolled 3 people in her first, 3 people with the big pack. That's her PIB and plus her commissions, her cycles. Then we go down to the next number, and you see how it's highlighted in green? You guys, this is so cool. That means she sent her link to somebody and they ordered a retail product off of her link and she made $17. Now, is that a business person? No, that's a customer. But did she get paid? Yes. So what is she doing? She's sharing her links. She's meeting people where they're at. She's got 3 people who came on business minded, 1 retail order. Then we pop down to the following week, 5/26/23, right? And you guys, what's in? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm reading it backwards, but I'm letting you know. Okay, so she started out with the first person, 1 person on April, 1 person with a big pack. Next week, she's got 1.5. Her cycles kick in. The following week, she's got 2. The following week, she's got 3 or 4. Wait, 3, 6, 9. She's got 3 on 5/26. The following week, retail order, and the following week, 3 more. You guys, woo! Yay! Okay, the reason this excites me is because it tracks. The numbers do not lie. It tracks. So is it possible? Yes. What are you missing? The activity. That's it. You're missing the activity and the intention. Again, Freda and Gary came in with intention to build a business, not just be great product consumers. So they're reaching out to people with that intent. Sorry, I really had to lay that home because some people are like, how come I'm not earning 3,400 in my first 3 weeks? You've got to get intentional. You got to get serious about who you're talking to. You got to get serious about your message. Go ahead, Freda.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. No, one of the things too in the beginning, guys, I had no clue what I was doing, but I did know that they showed me the numbers and I knew the numbers worked. So I didn't care if I got a no or a yes. I was just doing what I knew I had to do to get the 3-star because that was my very first goal.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I love it. Like, I love it because it's almost like ignorance on fire, right? Like the passion and the purpose is all there, and still you don't know everything yet. You don't know all the product ingredients. You don't know the difference between, a cycle and a happy 10. You don't know the difference between, no, it's ignorance on fire. That's why I want to talk to every single one of you like you're brand new today. Put your innocence, let's use that word. Put your innocence back in place where you're like, I know nothing, right? I'm just excited to share. And I think there's a lot of purity in your purpose when you lead like that. So here's the thing. What we want you to do, for those of you who are already in and who are just getting started, we want you to learn to track your success. This is so important. We have these different tracker sheets for a reason, okay? And that is because we don't want you throwing noodles against a wall and hoping something sticks. We want you building with the numbers and with the clarity that we just gave you on having that, innocence on fire, okay? Because when you write a names list, that level up success form, when you write a names list, and maybe somebody could pull it from the website and put it in the chat. If somebody wants to find that real quick, I was going to do that, but I don't want to stop sharing. You can put the tracker form in the chat. That'd be awesome. Because here's the thing. If you go print this out today, I would print out 3 for the next 3 weeks. Truly, I would. And I would start with the first sheet and fill it up with 30 names of people who are like you. They're business minded. They want to start a business come 2026. They want to make more money. They have big dreams, big goals in 2026, and they're health minded. Okay. I would put that first 30 right down on that sheet. Because when you ask 30 people to take a look, and I love that Kenyon and Daryl and Wendy have been saying this, where they've been saying blitz, blitz, blitz in 2026, because this is a 26-day blitz, where you're going to go through 30 names and ask them to take a look at your opportunity. Whether they jump on a blitz call, like an opportunity call, whether that's live, pre-recorded, or a one-on-one that you've booked on my calendar or your teammate's calendar. Okay. So those are the 3 ways, right? I always say, It's better to send them a full opportunity presentation, even if they only get through 5-10 minutes of it, and take that call on and continue with the call continuum as follow-up, than sending them one tiny link. Because yes, people's attention spans are tiny, but you're asking them to take a look at a business opportunity. Would you explain an entire business in 30 seconds? Is it possible to get the details to make an educated decision on whether or not they're going to spend $2,800 on a Pro Collection pack in 30 seconds? No. So send them the full deal and then do the call continuum to follow up, because when you do this, out of 30 people, 15 are going to say yes to taking a deeper look. 15 are going to allow you to follow up and put their names in your pipeline. Those 15 that say yes to taking a look, if not all of them recruit right away, and we know that not all of them are going to enroll right away, we know that 6 are going to enroll. You're going to become a 3-star through your first 30 if you play your cards right and you're speaking with intention on the business. I know it like I know it. Okay. And so when those 6 say yes to the Pro Collection pack, what happens to the rest of those people? The 15 who said that they take a look, they roll to the next tracker form. Are you with me? They roll to the next tracker form and you ask them again week 2. You follow up with the call continuum week 2, and then you fill out the names with new people that you haven't approached yet that you didn't do the following week. Are you with me? Does that make sense? I think so. So it's not that you're panicking to find a new 30 every single time, although I'm not going to tell you what to do. If that works for you, great. But chances are you might be somebody in the team who's been with us for a year, and you're like, I've called 100 people. Have you though, Bob? Have you though, Sue? Did you call 100 people? Did you follow up with all 100 to make sure that they saw even 30 seconds? Did you find out what they're looking for? Do you know their why? Do you know what they need? Did you tell them that you were doing this as a business, or did you just simply share a product link? Right? This is a different intention for this 26-day breakthrough. It's a breakthrough for you to start talking about the business opportunity in a more serious way. So I know I hit that like boom on the head, but the reason that is this will start this first 30 days. You can do 30 names in the full 26 days, or you can do 30 names in your first week. Do you want to go fast or faster? Freda was moving fast. I can guarantee you she went through 30 names in her first week, second week, third week. That's how she hit 3-star so fast. And she was doing it with intention. So what I like about flowing with creating a pipeline with this tracker form is that you're never running out of people to talk to, because there's always somebody to follow up with and there's always a next person. So, and real quick, Freda, will you share a little bit about, because you did this already, will you share about how you're developing 3-stars? Because this next phase here is like, who am I going to take to 3-star again? Me, Mary Sue, Brandon. Will you talk a little bit about how you're going to identify those next people in your organization real quick?
I will, thank you. So what I did was I sat down with several different people and I actually said to them, what's your action plan? And of course, a lot of them looked at me and said, I don't have one. I said, okay, fine. So I said to them, are you willing, and we're going to talk about this, and Adrienne has it on all the slides as we go forward. I would ask these questions to the people on our team. And I would say, what is your monthly income goal? What is your why? Who do you want to work with first? What is your time frame? And how much time do you have to spend a day? I wanted to know that the people that I was working with and committing my time to, because my time is valuable as well, that they were willing to take the action that was needed. So in addition to that, what we also did was sit down and map out, what do you need to do? And we're going to talk about that on the next slides. You know, are you willing to spend 10 minutes a day working on yourself, self-improvement? What's your definition of commitment? You know, are you really coachable? Don't be afraid to speak up and lead your people, because a lot of people have never been in business for themselves. They don't even know where to start. Okay. So this is your job as a leader to be outgoing and friendly and help hold them accountable. Thank you, Adrian.
Okay. Yes. Oh, sorry. My
Okay.
I just turned my camera off. I didn't even realize that. So sorry. Okay. All right. Yes, perfect. Okay, so thank you for sharing that. I think it's super key to make sure you guys identify in that way. Okay, sorry, I was trying to keep up with the waiting room. All right, the next thing is you guys see this 3 lead sheet. I like to use both. Now you don't have to. It's up to you. But this lead sheet is also under the tracker forms that are under business resources on our team website, ourlegacymakers.com. And that one's digital. So if you have docx, or if you have, numbers or whatever, you can upload that and you can use it where you're tracking that way too. And you can also track your follow-ups on there, and you can leave comments about what you last spoke about, and it's all can stay on your computer instead of handwriting it. But I do like to hand write out some of the names and specifically the teammates. That's why I put that whiteboard, oops, sorry, the whiteboard photo there. There we go. Okay, I can see you now. Sorry, there was a pop-up window in my whole screen. The whiteboard is so key, and I know Freda has a massive whiteboard in her office, and she puts all of her teammates' names down on that. And so, however you want to track is how you track, but I promise you, what you track duplicates. What you track sends an energy out into the universe, whatever you guys want to say, because we're all, energetic beings, and your energy precedes you. So when you start writing names down and you put your teammates' names down, you're putting energy towards continued collaboration. And so that's something I really appreciate. So Freda just pulled out her whiteboard, but I kid you not, when we went to Ocala, we sat down, we looked at her whiteboard and was like, whoa, this is why she's on track for success, because she's got it all organized. So organization is key for everyone. There you go. She's ready to rock her 26-day challenge. Thank you for actually sharing that, because it's so key that we're not just like, again, we're not going to tell you to do anything that we're not doing personally or that we don't actually think is going to be beneficial to you. This is not a hype call. This is a logistics call for you to set yourself up for a 6-figure income in 2026, should you desire to do so. Freda and I can't make you work. We can only lead you to water. Okay. All right. So we can't make you drink. All right. So let's get some commitments. And here's the thing. So she showed you her board. Now, okay, she writes out her 5 teammates, including herself or whatever. And then what? Then we have to ask those people if they actually want to do this. And you know what's nice about us doing these morning huddles is your teammates, some of them are already on with you, right? They're already on. So if you're committed to doing a 26-day challenge, put it in the chat. Say, I'm committed. Okay. Whatever that looks like for you. And the reason that's important is because then other team leaders can go in and be like, oh, she's going to do this. Brandon's going to do this. Nicole's going to do this. Mari's going to do this. Brooke is going to do this. Now I know I can go in and set a work date with Nicole and Brandon and Mary Sue and all these people, right? Because they just said I'm committed. And so now you're like, okay, now we actually have to, now we got to, this is where the rubber meets the road. Now I got to actually work with them. I got to work their names list on top of my own. This is why I always say, for whatever reason, 5 seems to be the magic number. It's hard to take more than 5 thoroughbreds across the finish line, right? 5 is a lot, because now I got to book a work date every Tuesday with Mary Sue at 10 a.m. and she's going to pull out her tracker form 30, and we're going to go through and make sure that she's invited all 30 of those people onto the next Zoom event or onto the next Blitz call, right? So same thing with Brandon. Sorry, if everyone can mute their lines real quickly. I don't know who's, I can't see real quick. Sorry. Oops, sorry. Whoop. All right. So Brandon work date. I'm looking at my schedule. Brandon's looking at his schedule. And I'm like, when can we meet for an hour on Zoom to work your names list? Or when can we meet in person over coffee? And we need a work date. right? So I'm sitting down with Brandon's list and I'm like, okay, Brandon, what did John say when you invited him? Oh, he responded this way. Okay, what did Bailey say when you sent her the 30-minute opportunity call? Oh, she said she liked this. Okay, what? So you're helping guide those conversations and putting them in that pipeline and in that workflow. So you can imagine that if you really, again, this is about you treating your business seriously. You need to have 5 work dates every single week with your 5 teammates, because and including yourself, right? So you need to have your own personal power hour that you're working your pipeline, plus the 2 to 5 people in your organization who have said, I'm committed and I want to run. So now what is exciting about all of this is that when you do it, whoa, the volumes really move. Because if you all run together at the same time, guess who's rank advancing? All of you. All of you. Do you see the power in that? It's huge. So you're going to work with their names lists. You're using the tracker form 30. And what are you doing? The daily method of operations, the DMO, inviting, presenting, following up, closing, enrolling. 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 Are you bored yet? You're like, if she says it one more time, I'm going to jump through this screen.
Inviting, presenting, following up, and closing.
Yeah.
You're not building your business if you're not at least plugging somebody into that computer every day.
Yeah. And it's, you guys, it can be mundane. You may have asked the same, you might overcome the same objection 5 times in a day for yourself and your teammates. You're like, oh, they asked this question. We have to send this. Okay, now I know I'm going to follow up with them in 30 minutes after they take a look at that additional link about whatever, Visage, something, which pack to order, things like that, right? If you're using the closing scripts, things like that, it should feel mundane. And let me just tell you that I've never personally worked harder than probably 10 hours a week. And don't laugh, but you could do it. So like even if you're working a 9 to 5 job and you have these commitments set in place for your teammates and you're going in, what you're actually doing is you're doing something, you're driving depth in your organization. And it's very important because for those of you who've been in for a while and you're wondering why your paychecks haven't gone up in a while, it's because you don't have enough depth of active people working in your organization. So when you go in and you start implementing this new methodology, guess what's going to happen? You're driving bigger paychecks in your organization, bigger volumes in your organization, and a lot more depth in your organization because you've taken this on and you're taking it seriously now. It's not just a side hustle. It's how can I help my teammates actually win? And what kind of work and commitment does that mean for me? And the reason you want to get committed about doing this for yourself and your teammates is because it is what will sustain you for a lifetime. You will build a legacy income and you'll do it over and over and over again. And honestly, this is the key to building out a 6 and 7 figure income is driving depth in your organization in this way and rolling up your sleeves and getting to work with your people. And it's worth it. It's 100% worth it. And it is what will take you to the promised land. It is what will allow you to sit back on a beach someday and be like, it's so crazy that I work 10 hours a week and I make a residual income of 30,000 plus per month. That's what doing this kind of work does. Because do you really want to start over again all the time? No. Then you got to drive Mary Sue. Who does Mary Sue know? You got to drive Brandon. Who does Brandon know? You got to drive Nicole. Who does Nicole know? You got to drive Brooke. Who does Brooke know? That I don't. Right? So this is how we build leaders backed by leaders, backed by leaders, backed by leaders, backed by leaders. And then we all get to retire on a beach someday with maybe like, I don't know, at least one additional home. Okay. So that's what fires me up about sharing this with you. And again, it's not hype. Put it to practice. Show me. Show me what you're willing to do. All right. Here's how it builds. When you track your PIBs, I just track the PIBs as far as income for your 5 right now. If they say I want to earn $2,000 in the next 26 days, then we recruit 6 new BAs with Pro Packs. That's 2,100, right? Well, if your team, if you have 5 BAs become 3 stars during this time, that's 18,000 new PGV somewhere in your tree. Now, it could be split. It could be someone's on the left and someone's on the right. Does that matter? It might for your personal rank if you're the leader. So you could get strategic and be like, oh, I got to really build my left team, or I got to really build my right leg, or I got to build my private leg, or I got to build my team leg, wherever that is. You may go in and you might do a T-chart and you might run the numbers and be like, I need to work with 2 people on my left and 5 on my right for me personally to rank advance. But either way, I'm going to help 5 people become a 3-star again, or new, brand new. Okay, 18,000 new PGV in anyone's organization is substantial. 2,100 for each BA is substantial. If I help Marianne Dunkel earn $2,100 in the next 3 weeks, what is she going to do with that story? She's going to be like, do a post on Facebook. I can't believe I just earned $2,100 in the last 3 weeks. I'm so excited. Who knew that starting an online e-commerce business where I paid $30 to be a member and ate my overhead would bring me to an additional $2,000 in these next 3 weeks? Who knew? And somebody's going to pick that story up and be like, Marianne, what are you doing? It's about the story. If Amanda Ammons earns $2,100 in the next 26 days, who's she going to tell that story to? Probably a lot of people, right? So this is developing stories as well. You guys deserve to earn your financial story while you're building your legacy. So you got to start somewhere. Plus 20 cycles, that's $700. That's an extra $700. So we earned $2,800. The interesting part about this is $2,800 happens to be the exact cost of a pro collection pack. So, Freda, you're a businesswoman. How do you feel about ROI?
Let me tell you about ROI. When I first got in this business and I said $2,800 with the potential of earning 6 digits in a year, I went, what? Okay. So, guys, I'm used to running $7 million businesses with mortgages, okay? So I knew exactly what I had to produce every month, not only to pay my mortgages on my businesses, also to have the number of people or people moving through to produce that money. So to answer her question, think about this for a minute. Okay. $2,800 is all I had to invest. And I made back over 3,400 in 3 weeks. And guess what, guys? I consumed that inventory that I bought. Does that make sense? For a moment, I had a hard time believing that. Because I'm like, I invested $2,800. I've already got my return investment back in 3 years, not 30. Guys, it's simple math.
Yeah. And then you have this added fun little thing that I kind of now, a story is a story is a story. And again, my background's in marketing, but a story. Tell the story. If 5 new BAs in your organization become 3-star in the next 3 weeks, that's over 10,500 in team earnings in 26 days. Tell that story. I can't believe I just helped 5 people and collectively in the last 26 days, our team has produced $10,500 in personal earnings. That's not sales, it's personal earnings. That's fun. That's a story I'd share, right? Okay, so with the 26-day challenge, I know you guys know I love me a good little exciting challenge bi-weekly, not bi-weekly, weekly. So we're gonna push out some incentives, and I've purposely not put what is coming. Like I've purposely not put out the prizes and the gifts for those that actually produce and work on purpose, because I want you focused on filling out your chakra form, the very first one. And I want you focused on getting focused about taking care of yourself, putting your oxygen mask on first, and building out team leaders. So I've put out this 26 days to 3-star. I'm going to put it in there. You guys can pull it. I'm also going to post this in the Facebook group so you can download that little graphic as well and track your points. So we're big on tracking because we're big on hashtag breaking through. Break through. You got to break through the glass ceiling, perceived glass ceiling that you built over the last, 3 days, 30 days, 300 days, right? We're breaking through. This is 2025 is gonzo. Bye-bye, Felicia. I don't want to see you again. I'm here to build out 2026 big. What can I do to maximize my potential? What about reading 10 pages of motivation daily? What about moving your body for 30 minutes? What about filling out your tracker form 30 and doing the activities? Okay. What about enrolling one new BA with an intro pack or grader? What about creating a story or a post that's three related or business related, or a story that's related to you building your three business? What about that? Okay, and then you get points. So you're going to get additional points that we're going to give out prizes for weekly. I've got some really fun stuff. I think you're going to like it. I think it's going to be worth running for. But at the end of the day, my friends, even though we're doing a fun little challenge and you're going to win prizes, it's about you becoming a 3-star. The real prize is you getting that financial story. So I'm going to put this out and you guys can have fun with the weekly check-ins, because we are going to have a weekly check-in that's going to be in where? Legacy Makers Facebook group. And when you go to post, and I know we've done this in the past, when you go to post your tracker form 30 on a weekly basis, because that's what's going to be asked of you, you're going to post this points thing and you're going to post your tracker form 30. And remember, all activity is acceptable activity. So this isn't a judgment, right? It's not there's no comparison. It's you being accountable to who? You. So when you put that in there, just put hashtag breakthrough on everything that you post, because that's how I'm going to pull all those up. Now I am going to create, like, you can post under here to find it, but if you do hashtag breakthrough, I should be able to pull it up by week. Okay. All right. So moving forward, this is the Legacy Makers. In Legacy Makers, I'm going to say it one more time. In Legacy Makers on Facebook, post a filled out tracker form or forms, because there's two. There's the 26 days to 3-star and the level up your success. So I know that you're doing the work, with hashtag breakthrough to be entered to win the weekly prizes that we're going to put out there. And they're going to be fun. Like, they're going to be stuff that you guys actually want. And, it's going to be fun. So I just purposely didn't put that out there because I want you really focused on this 3-star and earning 3-star again, or for the first time, or helping 5 people in your organization do the same. So, Freda, and you guys are all in the Legacy Makers Facebook group, I believe, right? Your team, you guys are? Okay.
Yes. Everyone is.
And
Absolutely.
it's really easy to invite. So let me see if I can, I was gonna go into all of this. Hold on, escape for a second. I'm gonna stop share for a second. I wanted to share with you guys, just making sure that you're there. Desktop. Okay, where are we? Oh, I guess I was already there. Okay, so we're gonna do Facebook. And if we come into Facebook, I'm going to come to groups, and in groups, I'm going to come to Legacy Makers. Now I have mine pinned. You do have the ability to pin your group. And I love this because you can do something in here, and I know I'm kind of repeating myself, but for those of you guys who don't have all your teammates in here yet, highly encourage you to participate. We've got a lot of great content that goes out daily. You're welcome to post and you're welcome to engage. Okay, that's what this is about. The more engagement that you have, the more your team sees you engaged on here, and it's helpful when we're running a 26-day challenge like this. So you hit this invite button, and it says invite Facebook friends or invite with email. And so you'll go in and you can invite either direction. And then when you invite that person in, they'll get a notification, like under their bell on Facebook, it'll say a little notification that they've been invited. And then once they accept that invite, sorry, this is taking a minute. Okay, let's say I invite, Eric Schmidt. Okay, send invites. So it's going to send him an invitation. I'm going to text him and say, hey, you just got a notification. I invited you into our team Facebook group. Would love for you to participate in the 26-day challenge. But more importantly, there's a lot of great content in there to help you build your 3 business. And you want to come in and see these pinned posts at the top here. You can come in and hit this welcome post and look at all the fun stuff that's in here. Welcome. Here's the team training website. Here's this huddle that we're on this morning. Please download your 3 app. Here's the team YouTube channel. Here's how to access your back office. Here's other 3 related groups that we believe you should be following and be a part of. Okay. And you can go in and do something I call ATM, add, tag, message. ATM your way to an MBA, massive bank account. Get your people plugged in. So you're going to come in and you're going to say, welcome in the comments below at Eric Schmidt or whatever. Okay. I'm going to do this with Eric Bunn. Okay. Um, we are so happy you are new here. And above there is important, okay, sorry, right? Important information or whatever you're going to say for you to check out. Now, we also send a welcome letter. I like to send myself a good welcome letter. I have that in the team stuff through the app, the 3 app. I like to double and triple down on how I welcome somebody because it's reassurances and it's a reassurance for me and assurances for them that they're a part of something bigger than just me. Because God forbid I get busy because I'm leading 5 people to 3-star and they can't find out where the next team huddle is. They've got 3 touch points. So if we're going to be recruiting like Mach 3 with our hair on fire over these next 26 days, I felt like it was important to share this with you guys to make sure your people are plugged in. And if you have teammates that just simply aren't plugged in, please plug them in. Because it's important we work collectively and collaboratively together and that they know how to jump on a morning call so that they get supported and somebody else is teaching them about inviting or presenting or following up, right? We work better together. So you could do that, look at the info above. I also email them a welcome letter. I mean, I do it double, triple down on how to make sure that somebody is engaged because I am busy. And so are you. What if you're working a 9 to 5 job and you go recruit 20 people and they don't know how to, set up their smart ship, or they don't know how to, get engaged in the next team event. And what if there's somebody who's like I was, a tired, broke single mom when I first started who needed additional income and I never caught the vision because somebody was busy, right? So I can't stress that enough, that how important it is to make sure your people are not only in Legacy Makers as we go pushing through this, but also that you're engaged. Maybe if you did 1 post a week in here that was really kind. And I know I feel so bad. I told George, I know we're doing a lot of like AI videos with NowSite and a lot of like stuff like that. I want this to be a very raw and real group. I don't want 1,000 AI posts in here. I want you to engage authentically. Does that make sense? I know that's like a big ask because there's a lot we can do with a lot of this new technology, but I want you to engage authentically. I want you to be your authentic self in here. Whether you're filtered or unfiltered, it doesn't matter to me, but I really want your personal engagement happening in here so that your team goes, wow, these people are real. They're real human beings, even though we're engaging online. Okay. I just really want it to be authentic. So make sure you're popping in there and you're being authentic. And a lot of you guys are. We had a New Year's post. If you see something like this, pop it in. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Y3. This is talking about your story. What's more important is it leads them back to the team training. So, well, how do I share my story? This is your future testimonial. There's a lot of great content in here that, you can like and and be engaged about. And even just once a day or once a week, if you guys were to check this group and engage in here, as you're adding, tagging, and messaging, adding people in, they see you too. So people are like, oh, I don't know about adding my team to a Facebook group. I want my team to be my team. Okay, well then engage. Be engaged, be active in the group, and your people will be engaged. They'll be like, whoa, this is Adrian's doing a lot of posting, George is doing a lot of posting, Freida's doing a lot of posting, Marianne's doing a lot of posting, Amanda's doing a lot of posting, and make sure it's 3 relevant, right? It's not off topic, right? It's 3 engaged. It's you doing what you do best in 3, or you sharing a story about a win in your organization, or you sharing somebody's new rank advancement to 3-star, or you coming in and you sharing about somebody having a great product experience. All of that is welcome. You coming in and sharing about your Uncle Bob in Idaho who has a farm that he's selling will not be that will get shut down. Okay. But if it's 3 related, then I want to hear about it and I want your people to see it and be engaged. All right, so that's that. member requests should go automatic. If they don't, I've changed that setting. They should go automatic. If you invited somebody and you can't tag them yet, it's because they haven't picked up that notification and added themselves. So if you guys have issues with that, just let me know. And we'll take care of that. Okay, so that's the Facebook group. So in here, I'll be putting out a post and it'll come out. It'll be a post that says, 26 days to freedom, weekly check-in. And you guys can comment below those 2 tracker forms, or you can just put a post in there and say with the hashtag breakthrough. Okay, and I'll be able to pull that way as well. All right. Does anyone have any questions about the 26-day challenge, about becoming 3-star, about the engagement, and where we're connecting on a weekly basis I know this has been a long call because we're launching a new thing, okay? But any questions? Any questions, comments, concerns? Freda, we did it.
Guys, one thing I do want to add, and I run into this a lot. So if you do not have clarity on exactly what it takes, get with your upline. If you're saying, I'm committed, I want to go 3-star, and you're not real clear on really what you need to do, get with your upline because they can walk you there. I will tell you that I spend about 30 minutes every day with people on our team doing nothing but action methods. In other words, working with them so that they know exactly what they need to do. What do I do today? What do I do tomorrow? If you don't have that clarity, get with George, get with Adrian, get with your upline, get with Shannon, get with your leaders. They're really here for you.
Yeah. That is perfect. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. And then George, I saw that you wanted to share something.
Yeah. I have it's just a comment. Like Adrian said at the beginning, numbers don't lie. Can you imagine if you are doing that form of the 30 people, even if it's once a month that you are sponsoring 6 people a month, and you have just a couple of people that are duplicating you, because not all the 6 people that you're going to sponsor are going to duplicate you, unless, because those are the numbers. Not everybody's, but just a couple of people, and then the next month you add 6 more people, and then you're going to have another 1 or 2 people that are duplicating you. At the end of, and I did that example probably a year and a half ago, at the end of 12 months, you can have about 8,000 people just by doing that.
Yeah.
That's amazing, and that's the power of the numbers. The numbers never, and the reason, by the way, you have to have a form, and it's like you hear me say many times, is that when you have a traditional business, you have to know what's going on in the business. You have to have a way to track anything. Even if you are working for somebody, you have to track your job because they fire you. And the thing here, this is a real business, and because it's so easy to get in, most people think they take it too lightly and they're not following those forms. And the forms are so darn important, because when somebody come to me, and I did it 2 weeks ago with somebody, come to me and say, but the business is not working. I say, okay, let's go through your form. He didn't have a form. And the form is a way also to see where you are now. If you are doing too little, or you're not doing anything, or you are doing enough, or you need to do a little more. Also, when Adrian was showing in the form the 30, 15, and 6, that if the more you do it, those averages get as good or better. Probably at the beginning when you're starting, it's not going to be as good. It's like, gee, I called 30 people, I have only 1 person on the call. But the more you do it, it's like practice. I know many of you have been in anything before that. When you started, you were a disaster. They say that every master has been a disaster. We had to be a disaster first before we could become a master. I did a martial arts. In martial arts, I was so dumb that I wanted to compete with the big people. When the first time that I went to a gym, and I was knocked down by a person that was only 5'5". I was knocked down, and then when I opened my eyes, my master, my sensei said, "Did you learn something?" But anyway, that's just to tell you, it's quite so important.
So that is a good story, and that's why we always say, "Go make a mess. We'll help you clean it up." Okay. And that's why you work together with your team leaders. That's why you jump on morning huddles. That's why they're every single time. And we say this, and this is another plug-in for leadership. I hope everybody is attending leadership. We're having a couple events while we're there Friday night, and I know I'm going to be at Shannon's team event on Saturday. I'm so pumped up for everybody to be at leadership. Not only do we get to hug and squeeze each other, but either you need the meeting or the meeting needs you. Okay. Either you need the meeting or the meeting needs you. And when you come to a 2-day training event, you leave with such clarity, such purpose, such conviction that you're able to go out and you're going to, all the people that identify who are they're committed to running this 26-day challenge with right now, wait till you get with them in person and they start telling you about their list. Wait till you get in the person. And I say to Craig, Craig, tell me why you wrote Bobby's name down. What does Bobby need? Right? You start identifying how you're going to connect and communicate with these people so that when you go work that power hour, it's just that much more powerful because you know what Craig wants and you know what Bobby needs. Does that make sense? So you guys really dive into people. This is definitely a personal development program mixed with a financial opportunity. Let's never forget that, please. Because we are here to support and love on other people right now. And there's a lot of people out there who are struggling who need 3. They need community. They need to be a part of this team. So I'm excited. Get there. Oh, I love it. Craig, yes, our egos get bruised, but our hearts grow stronger. Oh my gosh, the heart. Do you remember we talked about the heart? That was so fun. The heart keeps going, baby. More heart than talent. More heart than talent when you first get started. You will rise. You will rise to the top. There's always room at the top, and there's enough room for every single one of you. So go out there. Yes, let's get it. Be true.
Can I say something very quick?
Yes.
Yeah, something very right now. For example, most people that are in the call came because people that we got in. And in other words, it's like you are our kids, grandkids, great grandkids, and we want you to succeed. And that's the same for you. This is the whole family. And plus, there are some people that didn't come, they are not part of our team, but they are adopted family too. They're part of our team too. And that's why I always been so strong into make sure that people become successful. I know I sponsor Monster. I never done it. I didn't do it any in company, even though I was 6 and 7 figure in 3 different companies. I never did. But I know how to recognize somebody, and when I see somebody wants
going back to sleep.
I want to make sure. I want to make sure that our grandkids, our great grandkids, succeed. That's basically.
Great.
Somebody had the microphone,
Yeah.
but I just wanted to add that because this is the beginning of the year. We had not talked since last year, literally, and that's we have. And you have to know where our heart is, and because most of you, like I say, are great grandkids, and some of you are adopted, and they are the best family of our family, and of course, we treat them like our kids too.
Oh, so sweet. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we do. We want everyone to win. We are one big family. That's awesome. Okay, guys, we've been on here for an hour now, and I love you, and it's time to go get to work. Okay, you got to print out those tracker forms. I'm going to post everything is going to be in Legacy Makers Facebook group. All right. So make sure you get in there. I'm going to go post a bunch of stuff in there. I'm also going to post the Friday event that's in there. We want to see everybody, and I'm excited. All right, let's go make it happen. Make it happen, Captain. Who's the boss? You are. Okay, love you guys. We'll see you later. Freda, thank you so much. You're a rock star. Anytime, girl, I'm thrilled to be partnered with you. I absolutely adore you. So thank you guys so much for all you do and for the way that you lead your team with such heart. And let's go build a bunch of 3 stars.
Do it.
Guys, I'll see you later.